Hello and welcome and thank you for being here. I want to express my gratitude for your gift of time and space and presence for being here. So thank you. Today I was talking with a client not too long ago, and we started in one vein and direction, and all of a sudden it shifted. And she was able to express and own the fact that she is an empath, and I was tickled. And I was so tickled and delighted because I love it when people come to recognize and own the gifts that they have. And so being an empath is certainly a gift, to be able to understand deeply the emotions, the perspective, sometimes even the thoughts of other people. And so as we began to discuss this, we moved into what does it mean to be an empath, clarifying how you know, and how do you take care of yourself, and why do you have this gift. And so I'll probably dance around all of those questions right now, quite honestly, because I'm not too great at following a linear path if you haven't figured that out. So I'll try to start with how do you know? So how do you know if you're an empath? You know when you begin to recognize this feeling, this sense that I have around me. Wait a minute, it's not me. And you begin to tell, oh my gosh, it's that of someone else. And that person could be in your vicinity, but not necessarily. So empaths are able to absorb and understand and deeply feel almost as though it's theirs. And if they're not careful, they will treat it as if it is their own actual emotion or feeling, when in fact it's that of someone else's. And it may not be an individual, it could be a group of people, it could be the sense of what's happening in a particular part of the world. So there's so many different levels of how that can look. Again, my favorite saying, many layers like tiramisu. So there's not a one definition, cookie cutter manifestation only of what it looks like to deeply understand and feel the emotions of other individuals and people, whether again that's individuals or groups or nearby or far away. And so in my own case, I remember there were times when I was not even cognizant that I was taking on the energy and emotions of other people. And so I would wonder, why do I feel such a malaise sometimes come upon me? I would feel as if there were a magnet connected to my behind and the couch or the bed. Like I just couldn't move. And it was because I was feeling weighted down by constantly absorbing unconsciously the energy of other people and treating it as if it were my own. And it wasn't until I learned how to, one, distinguish what is my own and what is not mine, and then again how to let it go. So when I began to distinguish, wait a minute, this is not authentic to me. This is not connected to my experience, to my perspective, to my emotion, to my truth, to my beliefs. This is close and almost just as though it's mine, but when I really slowed it down, I could see the separation that it's actually not. And that was a relief, like, whoa, this is not mine. However, it meant being responsible for clearing and letting go of what wasn't by just simply saying, I let go of whatever I've taken in knowingly or unknowingly that is not mine and is not for my highest and best good. I let it go. I don't need it to accumulate. And that's what was happening, an accumulation of other emotions, feelings, perspectives that were not mine. And sometimes what you'll find, if you happen to be able to talk with people around you and interact with them as you're feeling it, you'll sometimes find that you may even have a deeper understanding of what they're going through than even they do themselves. And that can be like, whoa. You may assume that they already know, but sometimes you'll find many people are so busy going through the motions, they're so busy plowing through their day that they haven't slowed it down to connect with what they're feeling, what they're believing, what they think. And so when you bring it up, it can sometimes be a shock or a surprise to them or a jolt because they're so busy living disconnected from who they are. So sometimes you'll have that understanding and you can be that mirror or reflection that they can see themselves through. That's a reminder that, whoa, I'm living as if I have parts of myself in one place and parts of myself in another. And usually they're pretty stressed, or they've been doing it for so long, they've become almost accustomed to living in a way that is as if their body's out of alignment, as if like their whole head and neck and shoulders are all moving in different directions. And it can feel that way on the inside, but it may not look that way outwardly. And so being sensitive when we share it with other people and knowing when they are not open or receptive to hearing that shared back to them. And so how do you take care of yourself if you're an empath? You make sure you get plenty of sleep. You have a great nutrition plan. And when I say nutrition plan, I'm talking about everything, the whole shebang. I'm talking about what you consume in terms of food and drink, to eat things that are healthy, that are hopefully grown without extra chemicals and additives, that they're natural foods as best you can, that you're drinking water. I prefer lots of room temperature water, that you're really letting go of things that your taste buds may first want to latch onto, but ultimately aren't good for us. So that's junk food and candy and processed foods and things that are cooked in a way where there's, extra, additives that aren't good for you. But then you also want to make sure that you're spending time in nature to recalibrate yourself, to breathe in nature, breathe in fresh air. I like to sometimes just stop and notice clouds and their shapes. I like to listen for different songs of birds and to watch squirrels move around. A lot of squirrels and rabbits right now where I am. But you want to connect with nature. You also want to be around other people who aren't going to weigh you down. Because as an empath or a person who absorbs and understands deeply the feelings of others, you'll find people want to dump on you. They may want to vomit all over you. They may want to soak you up as though you are their personal battery recharger, and you're not. So you want to make sure that you're cultivating some boundaries and spending time with people who do uplift you, who do give you space to relax and be you. You want some quiet time. Nothing can replace quiet time. The replenishing that comes from that is essential. And you want to develop a practice of mindfulness or prayer or meditation to help you come back to center. You want to breathe and be connected with your whole being. And then you may ask, why do I have this gift? And the short answer is, you have your own specific reason and way it may play out, but ultimately it's for the good of the planet. It's for the good of helping other people. And I want you to think about what that could mean for you. So that's my short version on being an empath. How can you help other people? How can you mirror back for them what it means to live in a connected way? How can you show compassion to yourself and take care of yourself and then begin to help other people do the same? Explore deeply why you have this gift.